But speaking of them, I have beef with the industry, man. I have beef with the industry because words matter, right? Words matter, right? So what you call people, it matters, especially to people who have dedicated their life to what I'm about to say. So we have gotten to a place where we call rappers musicians, and it blows my mind. Blows my mind, bro. I never in my life thought a rapper was a musician. Never. It's so many singers in that this finna be tough, man. But Michael Jackson wasn't a musician to me. And Michael Jackson is one of the reasons I started playing music. But he's not a musician to me. To me. To me. I wasn't I didn't I don't you know. That's just to me. Uh we need to start looking at how we're classifying people who we call musicians. So what I want to do, when I was at home, I was in my apartment the other day, I Googled the definition of a musician, right? So this is according to the Oxford languages. A person who plays a musical instrument, especially as a profession, or is musically talented. So with this definition, how are we saying a rapper is a musician? Bro, you can't play no musical instrument. uh you're I guess since they doing it as a profession, that makes them that's why people say musician, but no. You still aren't playing anything. You're just rapping. You're rapping. You don't know notes. You probably don't know time signatures. You probably don't know what a metronome is. What else? You don't know chord. You don't know chord qualities, chord symbols, chord structures. You don't know any of that. You probably don't know formats of songs. I can't call you a musician, bro. Like, yeah, rappers are musicians. I would rather call a musician a artist. Let's look at the definition for artist. Oh man. All right. So one of the definitions for artist is a person skilled at a particular task or occupation. You know, that's what you are. I couldn't say you are a musician. Musicians are people who actually play instruments. Or would that be? Let's look at another definition. Let's look at another definition. Instrumentalist. Okay. This is where we get into fine hairs. So an instrumentalist, of course, for everybody out there, would be a person who plays a musical instrument. That's more, but to me, in my opinion, that's a musician. Because if you're playing a musical instrument, what are you, a musician? Like your whole thing is you're playing a musical instrument. That's words matter. We got too much going on when it comes to uh classifying people, man. And that just like we can make it simple, man. Musician is anybody who plays an instrument, bro. Instead of instrumentalist, musician is anybody who plays a music instrument. A rapper is not a musician, bro. We need to stop calling because then rappers are going out here calling themselves a musician and know nothing about music. They don't know anything about music except of rapping. They couldn't tell you what beat one is. They probably clap on the they probably clap on the one and the three. uh they can't tell you chords. Like if you say play a C minor, they don't know what a C minor chord is. They don't even know if their song is in a major key or a minor key, but they'll describe it as, man, I need some of that mad music. Well, it's just song probably in a minor key, bro. Like, oh, they don't know different instruments. If you ask them about an instrument, you say, hey man, you ever heard of a bassoon? They couldn't tell you what a bassoon is, what it looked like. Um, yeah, just rappers are not musicians, bro. So all you famous DJs, all you famous bloggers, journalists, interviewers, stop calling the Jay-Z is not a musician, bro. And Jay-Z is one of the greatest rappers ever, but he's not a musician, bro. Stop calling Jay-Z a musician, bro. Stop calling. It's even singers, man. I'm telling you, singers out here that can sing you down, but they're not musicians. What's the girl? I was listening to her music the other day. Samara Joy. That's a musician, but she's a singer, but she's also a musician, bro. Like, these people like that. Ella Fitzgerald. Let's see who. Let's see who we can think of today. Singers. I don't know. It's a lot of singers, man. But I don't want to get because I get to calling names. And, well, you know what? I want to call names because I want you to. I want this. I want the back and forth because I'm really intrigued to see how people feel about the term musician, because it's a lot of bass players that are not musicians. They just bass players. It's a lot of drummers who are drummers, but they are musicians. It's a lot of singers that are just singers, they're not musicians. You encapsulate everything when you call yourself a musician. You look at stuff from a broader perspective than just your instrument. And singing, that's an instrument. Your vocals are an instrument. When you're rapping, if you truly dive in, like someone who like Kendrick Lamar, who does all these harmonies when he's rapping, if you listen to it as harmonies, that's a musician thing, man. I don't even know if he most likely he recognized, because the camp that he's in, they probably recognize all this. But that's what a musician thinks of. Like, how does my vocals sit in this record that I'm creating? But I don't think someone like Dirk is even thinking of that. He's not a musician, bro. Or Kodak Black. He's not a musician. 21 Savage, he ain't no musician, bro. They are, but they're great at what they do, which is rapping. They are great rappers, but they are musicians. So we need to clarify that and stop calling people musicians. Like even some, your local praise and worship leader at your church is just a praise and worship leader. They're not a musician. So don't go around calling them that. You know what I'm saying? May upset some people. I don't care, man, because that is a term I hold dear to myself, right? Because I don't look at myself as just a bass player. I look at myself as a musician. It's like even producers, man. There's some producers out here, man, that make great beats. Let's think of people in the trap world and hip hop world. And I'm gonna say some names. If they ever hear this, I don't care. They can say whatever they want to say. But like Southside. Southside is a great producer, man, great hip hop producer. But that's all he is. He's not a musician, bro. He's not a musician. He probably can't tell you anything, about music. I would have to talk to him. I'm trust me, I'm making a judgment call. I ain't never talked to him. But like someone like Jay Dilla is a musician. He's also a producer, but he's a musician. The way he's putting this together, and he's bringing in people like Robert Glasper or whoever he would bring in, Kareem Riggins, or all these people, Questlove. He would bring in all these people that were musicians as well. They all revere him. So Quincy Jones is a musician. Stevie Wonder not only is he a singer, he's a musician, producer. He's everything. He can encapsulate it all in one thing. That's my. I'm glad I said that. That's my definition of a musician: someone who encapsulates everything as a musician. So not only can they play their instrument, but they can look at everything in the grand scheme of stuff. Look in the grand scheme. So what is the guitar player playing? What is the drummer doing? What is this doing? Or if I'm producing a hip hop song, how can I get his vocals to sit in with what this guitar player is doing? Blase, blase. It all looks in. That's a musician, bro. Like what I'm playing, how does it sit in all of the music? Instead of just this is what I'm playing. This is what I'm playing, and that's what's gonna happen. So please stop calling people musicians who aren't looking at the broad scope of music when they're creating it. All they're doing is rapping, writing their lyrics, and going. So a lot of you people like that. Like I recorded some young guys here one time. They didn't even want the metronome on. What type of musician are you, bro? You don't want to be locked in? You just want to be off? Jesus Christ. But please, I'm going to wrap it up like this. Please, stop calling these rappers musicians. That's the start. Stop calling rappers musicians. We'll work on everything else later. But stop calling rappers musicians, bro.